Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on the YouTube account and we're going to be checking out the guild within the hellscape and looking at the boss right here in the Cursed Realm. So we are looking at the Kane boss. Overall, going to run through the guide that we got from over in the Chinese servers. Now, as of right now, guys, Cursed Friends are not making the guides anymore. So there are a few variations with the heroes that we're going to go ahead and take a look at. So let's have a look at the translated guide. And I do apologize, guys. Looking at the picture in the translation, it did come in a little bit blurry, but we can kind of run through this. So it looks like in the A team, this very first slot, guys, the one you're looking to merc, if you're looking for a hero to merc, it is the awakened version of Baden, followed by Sophia, followed by Belinda, and then looking at the awakened version of Athalia and Liberta are the ones that you would actually merc. So the A team, you can see we have Baden in here with Tiny Tank, Mortis, Twins, and then we do have Oden in here. Pretty cool to see that Oden is actually making a comeback in here. And then we also do have the Spider. Now, if you don't have the tank, you can look right here and getting Tamaris in here or Hodgkin in here, but this does switch the pet. So overall, you're going to go with the Owl in this, and then a variation again right down here, actually running Mahira in this comp. And I believe this is a little bit of an older comp that we've seen before, but it is running the Twins, Baden, Mortis, Mahira, and then it is running Oden in there, again, running that Owl. Now, overall, guys, Tiny Tank being very effective in a lot of different game modes is what we've kind of seen. Really building her up a little bit. Again, with Nadia, does make a big difference, not only in the buffs that she provides, but also a very solid damage dealer within there. And then, of course, guys, with the Spider on top, works incredibly well. Looking at our second formation, or the second team right here, we have the Owl, then we do have Savage Souffle right here, Blade Ridge, and then the pet can be whichever one you really have built, the highest one that you have built. And this, of course, is Ulna with the awakened version of Belinda. Super, super strong in there. We have Damia in here. Again, super buffer. We have Palmer, we have Ivan. So literally everyone in this formation is buffing up that awakened version of Belinda, really amplifying the damage that she does bring. Now, if you don't have Ivan, you can see Tamaris is in this formation. Lorzen for the Link, still running Belinda in here, but it does swap Yennefer in here. Again, Yennefer is one that we've actually seen in a couple different formations. That does work incredibly well within the second team. And again, this is just the Kane boss, guys. This doesn't hold true for all of the bosses. These rotations do change significantly as we go kind of boss to boss. Team number 3, we are looking at the dimensionals. So we have Albedo, we have Joan, and we have Rem in here. Then we have the awakened version of Sophia. And then, of course, we do have Lucilla right here, again, as a buffer with Talus Main. Now, if you do not have Lucilla, which a lot of players do not, you can see we have Olgath, we have the awakened version of Brutus. Demia, we do have the buffers in there for Tamaris and Demia. Also running Mulan. Now, essentially, a lot of players were running Mulan in here, but Lucilla actually replaced Mulan in this formation, which again is kind of an interesting build to see some of the teams in here. Then, of course, if you don't have Albedo, you can put Merlin in here. But remember, Albedo is going to amplify the damage that Rem is doing, which is the reason why we do run this in here. Now, the old school formation, or the OG, the original formation, guys, was running Orthos with the original version of Taylene. Now, in this formation specifically, Taylene has to have the highest attack power. That might mean you have to overbuild the furniture or possibly the signature item or the engraving to actually get the original version of Taylene to be much stronger. Most players do see that with the original version of Taylene, Silas actually comes a lot stronger in than all of the other heroes. If you don't have Halos, you can drop Nevi in this formation. But essentially this one, when Orthos ults, the original version of Taylene is still going to move, doing an incredible amount of damage. Now, if you have Belbello up to 15, it is the one you're looking for. If not, you're going in there with the Savage Souffle to really maximize the damage in this formation. Now, as we continue down, guys, we have Matria. Now, interesting enough, guys, a lot of these formations do not run the regular hypo comp that we see, even with Matria, for the simple fact, how she is built and how she does work in game modes. PvP works incredibly well, but still seeing her kind of standing alone here within this formation. Now, we do have Matria, and then we also do have Kanisa and Rook with Khazard in here for the duration of the extension. Scarlet still doing damage, guys. I've said from the beginning, Scarlet is an absolute hero that you do want to be building, because when it comes to burst damage, Scarlet is still one of the absolute strongest heroes there are when it comes to very short duration. Belinda does a lot of damage. Scarlet does a lot of damage. Want to build both of those. And then we do have Amelia in here for the crowd control. Crowd control, of course, going to be doubled because of Khazard in here. And then the Seal plays the 6th player within this team. I'm really doing an incredible amount of damage. Now, if you do not have Matria and Kanisa and Rook, Brutus works in here. And then, of course, running in here, we do have the crowd control from Leonardo, but still running Scarlet and Amelia. Now, if you don't have Scarlet, it subs in Neve, which I don't really recommend that much because I think you're going to have a huge damage reduction if you're dropping Neve in there. But I know a lot of this, guys, the damage and the amplification comes from the Seal itself, not really from the heroes that we see. Looking at Team 5, we have Chad in here with Tamaris, the Awakened version of Solus. Then we have Queen. Then we have Saurus in here, of course, running the Fox Fatale. Now, if you don't have Queen, Hodgkin will work in here. And you'll notice now, guys, at this point, looking at the 5th team, there are a lot of heroes that overlap a considerable amount, which is kind of what we've seen. So if you're looking to pick and choose heroes, again, there are a lot of subs in here that are kind of older as buffers. I'm talking about heroes like Silas, heroes like Estrilda. There are quite a few heroes that still hold weight within this game mode if you don't have a lot of the other heroes built. Then looking at our team number 6, guys, it is the Awakened version of Thane with Grez. That is right, guys. Grez is still in this formation. Then you have Rain. Then you have Rosaline. Rosaline, of course, following Liberto right over here, running with the Winged Lion. Now, if you don't have that Awakened version of Athalia, Thane will work with his SP effect in the Wind Shear. But overall, you want to keep them alive, essentially to let Liberta do damage. His damage is super broken within this game mode, still working incredibly effective. Now, as a substitution in here, you can see we have Rem and then we have Grez in here with Damia, and there is Estrilda, guys. Again, she is a very strong buffer in a lot of different game modes. And again, if you didn't build out Rem, we still have Scarlet in this formation again. So there are a lot of variations that you can actually choose. So we have Rain doing the damage amplification. Grez will still do a lot of damage in this game mode. Rosaline following Scarlet in there, really amplifying the damage. Or in this second team right here, Rosaline actually following Rem. And then Estrilda doing an incredible amount of damage in here. And this does switch to the Blade Ridge, as you can see right there, guys. So 6 pretty solid teams. Again, there's going to be some substitutions in here. This is not really the tried and true set. So what I do, and what I even do on my free-to-play account, like I've kind of said before, is I will go in here and I will build the teams that I can with the heroes that I do possess, and then we'll kind of go from there. So if I can come down here, guys, I know we have a team right here. Now, I do not have Lucilla, but I know I do have Mulan, which would build this team out. Even looking down here, guys, I know I have Brutus Khazard. I know I have the second team right here with Scarlet, which means Scarlet is going to be in here with the Seal. Now, remember with this game mode, guys, it is also a collaborative damage, meaning that, again, try to build the formations that you can build with the heroes that you do possess, because you might have a team that is not as strong, that doesn't do as much damage, but you're still going to have a couple teams in here that are going to be able to carry the damage for a majority of the game mode. So, all right, guys, so that'll do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and as always, thank you guys for watching.